Congress is putting new pressure on Attorney General Eric Holder over Operation Fast and Furious. The House Oversight Committee is preparing to levy a contempt citation against Holder. Committee members want to force him to turn over more documents on the failed gun tracking operation. Members of the Judiciary Committee are also backing the proposal. Republican Congressman Randy Forbes of Virginia serves on the Judiciary Committee. He joins us now live from Virginia Beach. Congressman, thanks for joining us.
Thank you, Shannon.
All right, I got to start with this. The Justice Department says it is already regularly turning over all of these documents that have been requested. They've turned in thousands. So what more do you hope to uncover at this point?
Well, Shannon, they just haven't turned over the evidence we need to correct this problem. This is not about blame. It's about correcting a broken system. We either have the culture that has encouraged these kind of policies that are outrageous policies or perhaps even illegal, or it's a culture that didn't know it was going on, and we need to find out why. We need to know who knew about these policies, who authorized them, how we make sure this is corrected. And there's really two things going on. One is this contempt proceeding that is moving along, and people are thinking about doing that. The other one is a resolution that's now been signed by almost 150 members of Congress expressing a lack of confidence in the Attorney General because how he's handling this program.
And what would you hope to accomplish by being a part of that resolution? I know you're a co-sponsor. Do you think it will put more heat on the Attorney General so that he'll turn over what you're looking for? What do you think would be the end result of that resolution?
Shannon, what we want to do is fix the problems. A lot of people talk about coming to Washington and changing things or fixing what's broken in government, but once they get here, if it involves one of their friends or perhaps points a little blame in their direction, we just move on to the next thing and it doesn't get fixed. And many people recognize when you're talking about over $1 million of guns that we put in the hands of criminals and they come up killing innocent individuals, it's time that we change this. And you look across the country today, we're spending $500 million on Cylindra. We see what happened with GSA, we see what happens with the Secret Service, and then with the Attorney General's office, and people are saying enough is enough. We've just got to fix some of these problems. We hope to get the information that will help us do just that.
Okay, so of the information you have gotten so far, it hasn't contained what all lawmakers would like to see yet, which is why you're continuing to push. Do you think that the information that's been missing so far, it's inadvertent, or do you think it's been a purposeful decision from within the Justice Department?
Well, Shannon, when you go this long and haven't turned over that information, you have to begin to think that they don't want this information released. And then when we see this and what's happening to several other agencies, you have to begin to suspect that we have less than a transparent operation going on over here. If they don't have anything to hide or cover up, it would be very easy to give it to the committees. Let us review it, let us look at it, and then fix the things that we need to fix and then move on. But that's not what we've seen happen time after time. They've refused to give us the information that we need to be able to review and correct these problems. And it looks like the only avenues that we're going to have is to have either these contempt proceedings or perhaps this resolution move forward on the House of Representatives floor.
Okay, and as those move forward, one of your Democratic colleagues, Representative Elijah Cummings, is saying this is all about politics. Here's part of what he had to say. He says it looks like you're more interested in perpetuating partisan political feuds in the press than obtaining any specific substantive information related to the committee's investigation. How do you respond?
Shannon, every time they look to correct something, it's kind of like the end of the Casablanca movie where they say round up the usual suspects. The usual suspects for justification is always the same old thing. This is just about politics, or they laugh it off and make a joke about it. I don't think the American people think it's funny when we, again, spend $500 million on Cylindra. We don't fix the problem. We spend $1 million of taxpayer money on GSA, dressing up like clowns, swimming in hot tubs and taking the Fifth Amendment. They don't think it's funny that we have Secret Service agents dealing with prostitutes, and I don't think they think it's very funny or just politics when we see $1 million of guns put in the hand of criminals by the government of the United States of America. I think what they want us to do is get serious, not laugh or think it's politics, and fix these problems, and that's what we intend to do.
All right, Congressman Randy Forbes of Virginia, thank you so much for stopping in today, sir.
Thank you, Shannon.
All right, fighting words from